Yo, bro, did you read any good books lately?
You know I've read some good books lately, Jay, man.
Come
Hey,
on,
you know
man.
I stay reading, man.
I keep telling you that's not what I asked you, man. A good book lately.
Huh. Yeah, I read one.
Hey, yo, man, I'm Jay,
And I'm Chauncey.
and this is the Books and Brothers podcast. We got a banger for y'all today. We stepped out of the fantasy world for a change.
It's
and we
true.
went into the thriller world. And
It's true.
boy, man. Thrillers is my new thing now. I done left the fantasy world until Rebecca dropped that third book. I'm thrilled all the way.
Yeah. I've been thriller since Mike Jack, man. With the, you know what I mean? With
Big MJs.
the red and black jacket, sleeves rolled up,
Facts.
Jerry curl, penny loafers.
Oh man, y'all know we coming today with our same rubric that we've been telling y'all about.
Come on, man, that 10-point thing.
The 10-point rubric, that my boy came up with. And it's for our benefit, it's for your benefit. We try to get through these things, through these books. We ain't trying to hit you with a 2-hour review of the book. So
Yeah.
with none other than just our rubric, we are definitely gonna review You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Jeneva Rose. Let me start off by saying,
hey, hold on. Let me interrupt, man. Real quick. Shout out to the homie Quinn. She's been on our show, man, for the Read More shirt, man. Like for real.
I ain't
Appreciate
wear
that,
mine
Q.
yet, but look, I could burn my candle in the back that she gave me, man. Shout out to her. Her
Hey,
candle
I
is
need to light
immaculate.
my candle up. My candle is right there. Hold on, let me put my finger. Let me see if I can pull this off. All right, bam, right there. That's my candle. I couldn't find my lighter, man. I don't
Yo,
know
her
what the
candles
kids did.
smell amazing, bro.
Man, it does,
Her candles
man.
definitely smell amazing. So if you need the details and you want to get to us, man, holla at us. We can definitely make that happen for you guys.
And it has the wood wick, so when it lights, it makes this crackling sound, man. It's like
Fire.
AMSR,
Whole
man.
house smelling like
It's real
pure
dope.
soy.
I know, right? And so back to.
Yes, sir.
Right,
So
man.
Jeneva Rose. Yo,
Man.
this is the second book I read by Jeneva Rose. The first one I
se-
did was One of Us Was Dead by
Huh.
Jeneva Rose. Yeah, bro, that's a banger too. That's a crazy one too. We can get into that another time.
I
but
didn't know this
is my
was your second book by Jeneva.
This is my second book that I
I'm
got
gonna have
through
to
by
go.
her.
I like the way she writes. As much as it aggravates me, and we're gonna get into this, but man, I love it. I couldn't put this book down, man. It was
Right.
good. Well, proverbially put the book down because, again,
Audio.
I'm audio. I'm the audio guru, man. I'm the audio book aficionado.
If you finished it, you read it. Period. If you listened to it, you read it.
I take
If you
that.
watched it, you read it. Like, that's what it is.
I'll take that.
I don't know who that is.
That's me.
They'll be
all right. Want to get into it, man? This 10 points?
Man.
All right, man. Let's kick it off with plot storyline, man. That's the first point in the 10-point rubric. Plot storyline, man. What do you think as far as originality, man? Talk to me.
You know what I'm about to do. You know what the originality of this book is crazy. You literally have a female who just chose to throw a dart on a mat and end up in Wyoming. So she goes to Wyoming because we think she's from New York, because she just want to get out the city, kind of do her thing, have a little calm scenery. So Wyoming, come on, man. It just didn't sound cool from the beginning, and I was like, oh, here we go with this ranch style jump. So for me, the plot was amazing. What about you?
Well, the plot was super dope, man. And the plot was it puts you in this frame of mind where it gets you to think in one way, and then it hits you in the back of the head, like midway through, where you start your suspicion begins to grow as the book goes along. And I love the way that it's set up. It's set up in the whole what is it? The whole by days, right? And so instead of like chapters, they have chapters, but it's like day 1, day 2, day 7, day 10. Day 10 is crazy.
Yes.
Day 9 is like, man, you start
a little bit too.
And that's biting your nails.
That's because she's set up in Airbnb ranch style in Wyoming. That's where she goes. So initially she goes there and she meets her host Calvin, who has a rancher, and he's hosting an Airbnb. And obviously out there you have no cell phone service, you have no service period, no access to anything. So that was like the first feeling that it wasn't, something was off, because Anywhere you go, you get some type of phone service.
And you think that something is about to happen to poor Grace Evans, right? You think
Oh,
that
it's sad,
you
right?
think that something is about to happen to her, man. But she decides to what escape her busy city
City
life
life. Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
books at Airbnb. Shout out to all the Airbnb hosts, all the Airbnb co-hosts out there. I'm one myself, man. This kind of hope this brings some traffic my way.
You busy enough. You booked and
I
busy.
know, man. Sheesh, man. I had to change out a smart lock this morning. And so at least the
Right, right,
batteries, at
right,
least. But
right.
yeah, so she's on this Airbnb ranch in the middle of nowhere in Wyoming, of all places, right? So she's from Chicago
Mm-hmm.
and the hustle bustle city life of Chicago.
No, no, she from New York.
That's right. Hold up.
She from New York.
You're
Grace
right.
Evans is from
She's
New
from New
York.
York. Yeah. Well,
No, Grace
oh
Evans is
my
from New
good.
York. Come on,
I probably
man.
gave something away, but I'm not going to give no more away.
Come on, man.
Grace,
Grace
Grace
Evans is from New
Grace
York, man.
Evans is
Come
from New
on.
York. Ooh, that's good. That's
Caught
good.
that early. See,
Hey,
that's
y'all
how you know
got to
we
pick
read the
this
book.
book up so
That's how
y'all
you
can
know we read the
understand what
book.
we're talking about right here.
Right, right,
Grace
right.
Evans is
It's
from
from
New
New York.
York.
You know
Get
what
it
I'm
right,
saying?
Chauncey. Get it right.
Facts.
All right.
My man trying to throw the end of the book out
Oh
there.
my goodness, man. I'm like, hold up.
Mhm.
She from the Shy.
No, no,
Hey,
no. We'll get that's later on. That's
when you
later
get
on.
to know Grace Evans, you'll understand. Like,
Right.
it makes sense that she's from the Shy. It makes sense that she's
Facts.
from the. I'm gonna stop. All right,
Come on.
and so she takes to the owner of this Airbnb, right? She
Hmm.
she she gets lovey dovey with this guy, right? And as they get closer, it just seems like something doesn't feel right.
Right.
But for who, right?
That's the that's the characters. Now we can get definitely we can roll right into the characters. So that
Hold
was
on, hold on,
great
hold
what
on,
you
hold on,
did.
hold on. Before we do, we still got some stuff to like some points to in the plot storyline in the
Oh,
first
okay.
point.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it.
And so, like, how do you feel like the coherence of this book? Do you feel like everything progressed logically?
Fire. Five.
I agree. I give it a
Five.
five too. It's
Five.
hey,
Everything goes together logically towards it. It's literally a setup. Every day
yeah.
by day, we gonna give you this, 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 and this because it's gonna all make sense.
Right. I like the
Five.
conflict. I like
Oh, it's
the sub conflicts in there. Her exchange with
right.
Kelvin's
Brother Joe. Oh,
brother
you talking about Charlotte?
Joe,
Oh, Charlotte too.
Charlotte.
And
Yeah.
Betty. And Betty.
Yeah, all the conflicts that she has and how everyone is saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
I don't like this girl.
Cause
There's
she a
something that's not
city
right about
girl.
this girl.
It's not
She's a
right.
city
Right.
girl. She's not from here. She's not one of us." And so I love all that little small town, big town conflict. Um, I gotta admit, I gotta be like a thriller rookie because I didn't see a lot of the twists in this book coming. Pause. Like I didn't see them. I couldn't make them out, and they just blindsided me. It's like, oh.
That's the whole thing about a thriller, bro. You
And
gotta wait till
I'm
you
thinking I'm smart. I'm just like, okay, yeah, she fell in the ditch where it had all the dead animal carcasses on it and
not yet,
everything
not
like that.
yet, not yet,
Okay, all right.
not yet. That's
I
world
just
building. That's world
okay.
building.
Okay, cool. Got you, got you. But I didn't see a lot of the twists coming. And so
Right,
I'm a thriller rookie. I thought I knew about thrillers because I watched thriller movies, and I'm a fan of Michael Jackson, but
right.
that didn't help me none in this joint right here. Pacing, man.
I'm
What you
with
think
you.
about the pace of this book? I
Well
got a lot to say
paced.
about him.
Well
You
paced.
think?
Well paced. We talking about a 300 and what something page book.
Yeah.
Well paced.
Okay.
Five from beginning
Five.
to end. Five.
I give it a four. And it's not because of Geneva, right? The pacing was on point with a good mix of action. It was on point. It was the perfect pace for character development. I'll say it like that. It was the perfect pace for character development.
Yes,
She didn't
very much
move
so.
too fast. Here's the point. Here's why I give it a
Oh,
four.
here we go. Here we go.
I'm
Go ahead.
impatient.
With thrillers, you
I'm,
gotta, cause you
I'm
gotta think.
impatient, man. I'm
Thrillers
like,
is
man,
making you think, cause you thinking this person is like the all world, like top notch good person, and they're the whole. But the book makes you feel like everybody else did it. Gotta
Mm,
take it. That's why it's pacing. Take your time. Think.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
trust nobody in the thriller. Everybody's a suspect till they not.
agree,
And we
man.
learn that.
Man, you definitely learn that. This is a quick read. I listened to this book. Um, I had a trip down to Charlotte, North Carolina. We're here based in Central Virginia, and I took a trip down to Charlotte
Right.
real quick to go see a friend. And man, was able to knock this book out in that trip during just the drive times there and
Add
back.
that to
And
the Goodreads this year. Throw that into the
absolutely.
Goodreads.
Oh yeah, definitely. And so I feel like Geneva Rose, she did an amazing job of just pushing the plot, making us think and feel like
Hmm.
we had a grasp on who the villain was and
Right.
where the story was going. And she did that in a short amount of time. And so, man, kudos to the pacing.
True.
I think it was dope, man. And so, plot storyline, what you give it?
Oh, five.
Five?
Five.
I give it a I give it a 4.8.
All right.
4.8. Yeah, 4.8. All
All
right.
right.
Just because
Cool.
I'm impatient, Geneva. That's all. Like it's not that you didn't do a great job. You did an amazing job. I'm just impatient. 4.8.
Got you.
Um,
Got you.
she's like,
Characters.
where my five at? All right, let's
Characters,
move on
man.
to characters, man.
Development. Do the characters evolve throughout the story? That one, characters, I'm gonna lean towards the because if we asking ourselves the question, if we go through all of them,
Right?
I'm gonna give it about a four. Because
You
there
give
was
it
no
about.
only two characters developed,
You
Calvin and
think?
Grace.
I feel.
I mean, and Joe.
I
Joe
feel
too.
like Joe and Charlotte because we see a little bit more about Charlotte. We don't see a lot of Charlotte, but we see
Until
enough of
towards like
Charlotte.
the end. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where she comes back and she has this conversation with Grace. And so there's a little development there. Joe, however, I feel like there is because people are bringing Joe into the story through when they tell their side of the story,
Yeah.
like
Joe
with
just a used character, bro.
the
I felt
big
bad
car
for
wreck.
him.
Man,
I
yeah.
felt bad for him. He got used by every single body, bro. Grace, his brother, and Charlotte. All three
And,
of them.
and his parents.
And his parents. So like he's like one of the dudes that you like, damn, you feel bad for him. You don't feel bad for him when you're reading it, but then like towards the end when you find out everything, you like,
Yeah.
damn, bro, my son had it really hard. And he
I,
ain't do nothing.
is Joe the villain?
No,
Mm.
no.
So you gotta
Joe,
read this book, y'all. Y'all gotta
no.
read. Y'all gotta read this book. Joe is not the villain. That's what Jay says.
Yeah, he's not.
He's
Believability?
he's a villain to himself.
Do you believe in did Joe show you any believability through his actions? Was there
Yeah, like when they were having a conversation, I think it was on day 9 or
mhm.
it could have been day 8. I
You
think it was
talking
day
about
9.
him and
Him
Grace?
and Grace,
Oh,
yeah.
he was about to set
And
the
she
jump.
she called them, she picked up the phone, she called the police. She was like, "What do you have to do? What do you have to?" Man, Grace gets on my nerves, man. Like
Do
for
she? Until
real.
that's another thing too. That believability part is like, whoa.
Yeah, because I'm just like,
But it's people out there like that.
she playing victim, man, and Grace. The sheriff kept getting on my nerves. I was like, Sheriff, I need like I don't know how long you've been a sheriff. I don't know how long you've been in law enforcement. Maybe it's 20 years, maybe it's 25 years. But it seems like he's been around that area for a while. Everybody know him, everybody love him. I don't know about love
Talking
him,
about
but
Wyatt.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
you talking
not
about Wyatt.
Wyatt, the sheriff, the top dog sheriff.
Oh, you
Is
talking
that
about the top dog. No, no, no. He
yeah.
was from another jump though.
Oh, was
He
he?
wasn't from their town. He
Oh,
wasn't the
okay.
local sheriff. He was the overall sheriff of like
The
the
county.
surrounding counties. And Wyatt was like the town sheriff.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. The sheriff he just kept coming around, snooping around. He never got a warrant, right? Because they're looking for this missing girl,
Girl,
right? That
right.
they found her car on a highway. And so they're asking Calvin questions, they're asking Grace questions,
Because she was
they're
supposed to check in at his
right.
Airbnb, right?
That's right. That's right. And so I feel like the character development, as far as Grace is concerned, of course, they developed her and made you, well, did they?
Mhm. Relatability.
I
That's nah, I can't. I can't
can't
relate to
relate,
nobody in
man. That's
there.
crazy. Yeah,
I can't
man.
relate to nobody because if I did, then I'd be it. psychopath.
I
So for
think I
me,
could
I can't
relate.
relate to nobody.
I could relate
Let me bring
to
up the mic so I can sound a little better.
parts. I feel like I could relate to parts of Calvin.
Right.
I could
Hmm.
relate to parts of Calvin.
Trying
Like,
to woo, trying to woo the girl.
yeah, just parts of how he does it and just how he just has this feeling like when he meets the one. I remember when I met my wife, it's just like, man, I just wanted to be around her. I just wanted to smell her hair. I wanted to like, collect hair samples from her no, no, not that way.
That's Calvin vibes for real. Relatability. One,
Nah, I wouldn't
Jews,
make it hair
Calvin,
dolls.
Jews.
I
I
would I wouldn't make it hair dolls.
don't know. My wife bagged me, so I don't know.
Ooh,
Can't.
ooh.
I asked
You
her
gonna
for a
get some
number. She
points.
said no, but I could take yours. So I don't know.
Dang.
Word.
She ain't new to this. She true to this.
And
Shout out to
years
the
later,
missus. How many years later?
years later,
Blah, blah. With me, it's
way
we're going on. It's going on 25 years ago that I met my wife, bro.
you better
I
than
met
me.
I, I met my wife in 99. 99. I'm dating myself.
That's crazy. Oh nine for me.
Oh nine. So them Niners. Them
Niners.
Niners. Complexity. What do you give as far as just the complexity of these characters? I feel like two
Everybody,
char-
two characters had clear motivations. No,
yeah, I
three.
feel like Joe was
No,
complex too.
no, four. Charlotte had clear motives too. You knew what she knew who she wanted, and
Yeah.
she smashed three of the homie.
Sheesh.
Three.
It's a small town. It's a
Not in the
small
same
town.
circle though, bro.
I
It is a
get it.
small town, but they
It's a
two
it's a
brothers and the best friend. That's crazy.
yeah, that's crazy. And so what'd you get of characters?
Overall, I'm gonna do like a 3.5 because I just can't
3.5?
really relate to none of them like that.
You can't relate to none of them. They're
Mm.
entertaining though, man. Like this
They
is some
are.
stuff. This is some made for TV drama, man. I'm giving it 4 or 5.
Ooh, you
Yeah,
better than me on that one.
I'm giving it
That's
four or
because you and
five.
Calvin with the hair
Hey,
strands.
and then stalker alert, man.
For
Yeah,
real.
yeah, man. Calvin, he was cool, man. In the audiobook, it sounds like his name is Kelvin, but when you
Right
look
when they
at it,
say
his
it,
name
right,
is
right.
Calvin.
It's Calvin.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
Calvin.
yeah. And
So
so, all right, let's move on to setting and world building. What would you give old Wyoming?
the way they like it, I want to go. Like I like the
Really?
rancher style. Yeah, man.
Says the New
Cabins.
Yorker. Says
Look,
the Brooklyn New Yorker.
cabin. As I'm getting older, bro, I want to be isolated from people. Like
Mm,
as I get like once these kids leave, she gonna have to dig it up and we going to the woods. Like for real. We going to a cabin and we
mm.
gonna stay in a goddamn cabin for the rest of our lives. We'll go see everywhere else in the world, but I want to
So
be
you
isolated,
don't
bro.
have a desire for like pro sports teams and
Kidding
just
about that. I'll
just
watch it on
local
TV.
attractions and
I'll go there. But I want to
okay,
come back home. I don't want to talk
okay,
to nobody. I don't want to see nobody.
okay, okay.
So for me, I really love the lay of the land. You know what I'm saying? When they was fishing by themselves,
Mm,
lakes and all that. Like that's what I want. So
yeah,
for me,
man.
yeah.
I forgot about the fishing part. They did go fishing. She taught him. That was so cheesy how he was teaching her how to fish. Calvin was teaching Grace how to fish, and you got to release the button on the I forget what they call it. But you
The real,
gotta,
the real.
excuse me.
They gotta release it on the real.
It was so cheesy, man. Man, and he was just into her from Jump Street, but we find
Right.
out that he's a little off. He's a little off, and you'll see
Super,
that at the
super.
very end when Grace goes on the mission. I'll say it
Right.
like that. Um, I feel like Geneva did a good job at just vividly describing like the vibe of this town.
Yeah,
Um,
everywhere.
yeah.
Everywhere that she needed to go, she
What's the
went.
name of it? Durain, begin with a D. Forget the name of it. But yeah, um, they're in Wyoming. It's a small
Right.
town. Everyone knows everybody, you know. Man, like even you get a vibe when she stopped at the gas station and the look and she fills up the gas tank and
Right.
it doesn't have the little card swipe, right? You know this is a small town if they doesn't if the gas pumps don't take the credit card. And so she has to go inside and she meets this man, and then she leaves in a hurry because she thinks that the man is out to get her. But they come back to it at the end of the book, which is really
It
thrillery.
do. It
That's,
do.
I
It
don't know if
do.
that's a word or not, but thrillery. You may hear that for the duration of this this episode. Thrillery.
So where we at now?
We're at clarity. Clarity for, and so
Oh yeah, that's a five.
we're still under, you say the
That's a
world
five for
building
me.
was, yeah,
Clarity. No, no, no.
I give
Clarity
it
is
to.
five.
I
Because
give it to.
when I'm reading the rubric, I'm like, it was so easy. Like when I'm reading it, I'm
Mhm.
visualizing how the place looked. So for me,
Right.
definitely a five.
Right. It's just I see this spacious barn. Like I see where the
Mm-hmm.
bees are located. I see where, she had to encounter with the mountain lion, right? Where he says mountain lions don't come in this far. But
Right.
the mountain lion did. Grace had an encounter with a mountain lion. You know what I'm
Because she
saying?
was bleeding or something like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they was, but did did Calvin set her up for that? I don't know, but I was there.
I
I
thought
could.
Charlotte did.
You think Charlotte did?
Because remember, she came and saw them. Remember when she was saying
Uh-huh.
she had to get the honey.
Mm.
So when she saw them, I'm like, hmm. He said it. He was like, and you gotta take his word for it when he said, "Yo, mountain lions don't cross down here unless it's like food or somebody's bleeding or something, or
Unless,
they smell
or
something."
or
Yeah.
they said they had rabies or something like that. Yeah.
So Charlotte
Okay.
sees them. She gets mad. You know what I'm saying? Like I just thought that I thought it. I didn't leave nothing in a thriller. You can't leave nothing out because it'd be the smallest things that come back in.
Man, I was trying to figure it out because there's a little bit of mystery in there too. Like, man,
Right.
why shouldn't she come here? The book is called You Shouldn't Have Come
You
Here.
shouldn't have come here. Charlotte
And
said it.
then Charlotte
Charlotte
said
told
it, you
Calvin,
shouldn't have come here.
she's gonna be
Didn't
your
Betty say
downfall.
it too?
She's gonna be the death of you.
I think Betty said it too.
Yeah, Betty didn't like.
And then Joe said it.
No, yeah, like why would you come here of all places? You know what
Like,
I'm
you
saying?
shouldn't have come here.
Like
Everybody
my
was
brother
saying you
got
should have.
secret, and that's the thing. So yeah, for me,
Man, yeah, brother does have some secrets. And so the consistency, I think it was consistent. Everybody, I just felt
everybody.
like
Hmm.
dust was everywhere. Tumbleweed was rolling in the streets. The sheriff had an old pickup truck, right? Everyone's wearing
Everybody.
cowboy boots. Grace even went to the local store and got some Daisy Dukes in a tank top, and
Hmm. She turned country
everyone
girl
was
on us.
a turned country girl on this, man. And so I think she did a great job at. I
Five,
give it a five. I give it a
five.
five for
Same,
world building. Let's move on
same.
to the fourth point in our 10-point rubric: themes and ideas. Themes and ideas. What are some major themes that are explored in this particular novel?
Can't judge a book by its cover.
Wow,
That's
that's a
crazy,
big
right?
one.
We read books, judge it by its cover, bars.
Mhm. For real. I
But
think.
don't judge a book by its cover, because boy, she had me. I
Mhm.
didn't think that was her.
You didn't think that was her?
I didn't think
I
that was her.
I didn't think that was her either. I think another one is trust, right? There was this back and forth between
Mhm.
Grace and Calvin with
I
whether or
need to
not,
trust you, Calvin.
yeah,
How
like,
am I supposed to open up? Don't lie to me, the Brussels
don't
sprouts.
lie to me. Yeah,
He
we're
hates
telling the
Brussels
truth,
sprouts.
right? We're telling the
Yeah,
truth,
right.
not truth with an F. I'm from Tennessee,
Truth.
so it's truth with a
Truth.
TH, not TROOF. But how I say it, my wife gets on me all the time if I say that. But we got
Right.
to tell the truth. If you from down south, that's what we say. We say truth. All right. And so yeah, I think that whole deal and kind of made her look like she was a woman of principles, a woman of high
Right. Right.
character, a woman that, demands this out of her relationships, that her mate be trustworthy. And so I think that's a theme that's explored. Um, I think something that we need to know is that we walk by killers every day and don't know. Um, I'm like, man, is Calvin is the dude from Cleveland? Remember the House of Horrors in
Yeah, yeah,
Cleveland where he had
yeah,
all the, yeah, man. I'm like, man, I'm thinking that Calvin is really like that, man. Like
uh-uh. It's a whole he is. Technically he is, but he just met his match this time. He wasn't
sheesh,
expecting her.
did
You know
he
what I'm
ever?
saying?
Did
So
he ever?
the theme and
Yeah,
ideas are probably
did he ever? And so I feel
execution.
Yeah, I think the relevance, I think there's parts in there when it comes to relevance, like the cattiness between Charlotte and Grace. I think that was real relevant. You see that in life every day. You see it on TV, you see it on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Execution of the ideas. I think she did a great job at really building the romance part as well. And someone wanting love, but there was just too many red flags, man. There was red flags all over the place for
All over the
Calvin.
place. A
Like,
lock on a door that you can't go to the bottom, a reverse lock from the inside that you can't get out, and she realized that. Like it's just too
yeah.
many.
And you
He want to
can't
go with her everywhere. Her car broke down. He can't get nobody to
everywhere.
come out. Come on, bro. You live
Reminds
on a
us of
rancher.
somebody.
Nobody can come and fix it. Come on.
It,
It's just too many flags.
it
Red flags
reminds
all
us
over
of
the place.
somebody.
Facts.
But yeah, man, I was just like, yeah, he wanted to go everywhere with her, inviting her everywhere. Yeah, it was just crazy. And so a little bit of like, what is it? It's not codependence. I don't think it was codependence, but yeah, it just gave stalker vibes,
Super. Super.
stalker vibes, and where he was just off the rip,
I need
just
her in my
I
life.
need her. Yeah, like
She didn't
man,
know that she would
stop with
never
the
leave.
Jackson vibes, man. Jackson from the Crave series. If y'all
Super
listen to
sucker.
the one of our earlier episodes, man, he was giving Jackson vibes, man. Let's
He
be
was.
clear.
Or
Yep,
Zayden, however you want to call it.
yep. And so it made me think a little bit, but I think it really made me think. And at the end, day 10, after everything goes down, and it just made me think about another thing, an idea that came to mind is just like, man, who are we really? Right? Like identity. I think that's a
Hmm.
major theme with this book. Is just like, do we really know people?
Nope.
Man,
Mm.
that's a scary thought, right?
True story. And
Like,
what about
but
like just people with past? Like you don't really know nobody's
yeah,
past. You know,
yeah,
you really gotta like it's some murderers out here, man. In real life.
man,
Walking among us that we don't know. The six girls missing and he right down the block. So
next door
I be
neighbor,
I be thinking some of these thriller people be
man,
because their ideas be crazy.
crazy. So let's move on to the fifth point, writing style. What do you think about her writing style? Personally, I loved her writing style. I love her voice. I love the way that she has all these twists and turns, and you think that you figured it out. She does a great job at just getting you to believe a lie, which is this book is all about. Believing a lie.
Yeah,
Everybody's
the
lying.
clarity, like tone, like everything was just immaculate. Like
Yeah, it's clear.
the jealous girl,
Do you
you
feel like
know.
the tone matched the content?
Hmm.
You
The
do?
jealous girl, the overprotective mother who, well, the overprotective seeming like she's her mom. The
Yeah,
bitter, the bitter brother. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? The cool best friend in Wyatt, the nosy sheriff who's trying to get to the bottom of everything.
The
The
creepy
weeping,
beekeeper.
right? The weeping girl who he thinks she's
Yeah, the
just a little
damsel
more
in distress.
distressed, right? You
Yeah,
know, the
no,
drunken
yeah, yeah.
uncle who everybody has one of those. You know what I'm
The
saying?
drunken uncle.
You know what I mean?
Albert,
So
right? I think his name's
yeah.
Uncle Al.
So,
Yeah.
it's like everybody's tone, voice, and like the clarity, it all matches each character. Like what we just gave them, the
Hmm.
damsel in distress. Like that's what we think. So everything kind of matched up until we get to the end.
Right. And Grace plays off of this too, right? She
Feeds off of
plays
everything.
that damsel in distress, like,
Feeds
oh
off
my
of
good.
everything,
She
bro.
pushed Joe away and made this dramatic scene when they went out to the saloon, right?
Slapped him.
Yeah, or the bar, whatever it was,
The
slapped
bar.
him.
He said
Hit
saloon like
the
this is the
saloon.
old
It's
West End.
Wyoming, man. I
Yeah.
just see tumbleweed and dust everywhere, and
True.
everything's brown. People walking around with wheat straws hanging out their mouth. Like, that's what I see here.
That's true.
And so writing style, man, superb. Geneva. I got to read your other
5.
book. What's the name of the other book? You said
She got one of us is dead.
One of Us is Dead. I got to read that. That sounds dope.
So I
And
did give her a 5 for writing
you
style.
gave her a five. I give her a five as well, man. I really enjoyed this book. This was a
And I
nice break from my nonfiction
for
um
real, from the
journey.
fantasy for me. And that's why I feel like dialogue and writing style go together.
Mm, I
I
agree.
feel like those two in this book, for this particular book, go
Oh
together.
my goodness, it draws you in. It draws you in. Every conversation drew me
Hmm.
in, and I'm
Because you got to pay
thinking,
attention.
you got to. And I'm thinking, like, did I
Hmm.
miss something? Okay. Um, where is this going? Who shouldn't have come here? Like, is it Grace? Is it like, man? And so it really draws you in the conversation, even the conversation what she told Charlotte,
Yo, I'm
right?
going to violate your man and
Yeah,
make sure he
yeah. She's like, oh,
talking
you talking
ish to
about last
somebody that
night when
she
we
like,
made love and so
yo,
and so? Charlotte was
I'm going to
seething.
violate your
Yeah,
man, bro.
man,
That's why I'm laughing because I knew where you was going.
that
I
joint
knew
was
exactly where you was going.
crazy. I was like, if this ain't
Right.
some Maury Povich, Jerry
Come
Springer,
on.
man, it was crazy.
And
And so,
he dish Charlotte too. Like, yo, that was a
right.
one night thing, man. Stop.
Absolutely.
I'll rock your
Even the
night.
tension in the conversation between the brothers, right? Joe and
Mhm.
Calvin. There's tension there, man, and you feel it. Even when the sheriff pull up, right?
Remember,
And
took off on Calvin.
yeah, he's like, "This is the fourth time I've been here today."
Took off on Calvin.
Yeah, he
Where's she
did.
at? Like, bro, I really don't care.
Loosen that jaw up.
He really don't care. Right.
Man,
So
crazy.
yeah, I
So
would say
dialogue was great. What you give it?
I gave it a 4.5 for sure.
4.5. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
4.5. Cool, cool, cool. I give it
Dang.
I give it a 4.8. Can't kind of give it a five, but man, it was good. It was
It
really
was
good.
good.
It hooked me in. Structure. How do you feel like this book was structured? The composition, did the book was it all over the place or was
Nope.
it
Follow to a T. I'm looking at it when you say composition is the book well organized from beginning, middle, and end. Yo,
uh-huh.
everything 5.
It's five, everything
Chapter
five.
layout. Well,
Chapter
day. We
layout
ain't
was
gonna say
dope.
day. We're gonna say day layout.
The
The
day
day
layout.
layout. I'm looking like,
Each day is building like intensity. And
and that's
so
why I
you kind
liked
of
what she did. That's a 5, man. Just oh man, smooth transitions. Like the way we set up structure is crazy too. Like looking at our
right,
rubric, like man,
right.
and
And then the
she fits so well in the rubric. It's man, like
And so
reading this
in there
rubric
with
is
her car
crazy.
being broke down, so it all
Hmm.
makes sense, the
Like
structure of everything and
everything.
why the days are kind of stretched out. She probably would have left sooner, right?
Mhm.
But there's a lot of monkey wrenches in there. There's the
That's not
missing girl,
monkey
right? There's
wrenches.
her,
That's not fixing her car.
right? And car should have been fixed. Car could have been fixed,
Because
but
you
there's a
see,
but Calvin has intentions, right?
super intentions, bro.
Intentions.
Super. Like
Yeah, man.
Calvin is an animal, son.
Yeah, so structure was great. The transitions were awesome. They were smooth. I like how they unpack part of Calvin's story with his parents,
Hmm.
even why there's tension between his brother with, Calvin's parents leaving him the farm instead of Joe. And Joe was the one who worked the farm while Calvin was away. Calvin
Was
left
away.
home, went away, went off to go find himself. Guess who was left back? Joe. And you would think that that's who they would have left the property with. But Joe got some demons,
Hmm.
and
Because
he's kind of like
they
the
first make
town.
him think that he committed murder and he didn't. So
Facts.
that lives with him, and he's considered like the town outsider now because he killed one of their own style type junk. So it's
Yeah.
like you committed murder and you got off easy. So the
Yeah.
town kind of shunned him out,
Absolutely.
except for the 3, 4 individuals that's around.
There you
So
go. And Joe's just the type he's out.
and it's not
He's
he
out
can
for
go
any
anywhere.
woman that'll say yes. Any woman
Hmm.
that would say yes,
True
Joe is
story.
there to entertain. All right, let's move on to emotional engagement. Were you engaged? Did this book bring out your emotions? Did it make you mad? Did it make you smile? Did it make you laugh? Did it make, what kind of emotions were
Everyone
evoked?
you said,
Mm,
everyone you said, only one you didn't put in there was suspense. Cause man was out. That's why I couldn't stop. Because I'm
uh,
like, yo, it's coming. Pause. Like we know that something is gonna happen but we just pay attention to the key details. So I
Yeah.
was on my toes. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like I felt sad for Joe. I even felt sad for Charlotte for real. Cause it's like she the
Mm.
girl who's chasing a guy that don't want her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Everybody been there before, wanted a girl or a guy and they couldn't get him. And it's like,
Yeah.
damn, like I'm better than that. Remember in the wood, he was like, yo, you Bone Terry, and I know I look better than that nigga. That's how I felt. You
Facts.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
everybody get that the girl you can't have. You know what I'm saying? You wind up
Right.
talking to her later when she fat and 5 kids and she try to holler at you and she got a water bed. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, I ain't gonna talk about that.
And so, man, Jay got a little personal right there. But here's my thing. Not only did I feel emotions, but I feel like she really clearly set up emotions in between her characters, right? The
Hmm.
jealousy, the
The
feeling of
bitterness.
loneliness that, and
Hmm.
just this void that not Caleb, but Calvin had concerning just love and romance and finding that one, right? But as a reader, I was never bored, but I was frustrated because I'm like, why are they
Trying to get
walking
to the
past
point.
this
Right.
locked basement? And how come Grace isn't telling the cops all this stuff? Like, man, all these red flags that she's seeing. I'm just like, if you feel
And that
unsafe,
sounds
let somebody know. But
right.
here's the thing. I'm just gonna put this out there. Grace never feels unsafe.
It was a
I, I feel like the only time she felt unsafe was with the mountain lion because she was
she could
really
she
out
ain't had
of
no she wasn't in control.
right.
That's it. She just wasn't in control
Well
on that one right
said.
there.
Well said. I love that. Well
And not
said.
being in control was like I wasn't expecting that. That threw a wrench and everything.
That threw a big wrench in everything. And so I feel like the emotional engagement, it really resonated with me, just the emotions that everyone was feeling as far as the characters are concerned. I
I
think that readers will become invested in this story
oh
day by
100%.
day, day by
100%.
day. Yeah. With each
100%.
chapter read. Yeah, absolutely. It evokes emotions deeply, especially how this thing ends, fellas.
Oh
Like,
man.
bros, y'all gotta read this book because, like,
The way
man,
it ends, I
the
was
way
looking
it
like,
ends,
ooh,
man. I
ooh,
I
ooh.
feel like out of all the books that we've read so far on this podcast, this is the best ending. I'm gonna put it out there. Yes, this is the best ending. It's better than Fourth Wing. It's better than Iron Flame. It's better than any of the Crave books that I've read. This has the best ending. Oh my goodness.
What? Wow. I was not, I'm telling you, I was not expecting that, bro. I was not expecting that.
This ending was just like
You saying it?
I
That's
went
crazy.
back and listened to day
That's crazy.
11 back to back. I had to listen to that back to back because I was like, hold up.
That's
Like,
big coming from you, bro. Pause.
yeah, and even going back to chapter 10, I went back to
That's
chapter 10,
crazy.
day 10 to listen to that
Word.
again. It was that good. It's like reading the final two chapters of a book twice, back to back. Like I had to because I was mad that it ended.
That's
And I wouldn't be surprised because of the
this,
way that it ended.
this thing on. I heard that. That's
If there's a
crazy.
part two, if there's a sequel,
It can't be though.
it,
It
it
can't
could
because we
be. It
know.
could be.
Because we know. I mean,
Could be.
what you want to talk about the
She go-
daughter?
she gonna throw another dart.
But
It's too
we know
easy.
now.
Throw
But
it.
we
She
know
has the
now.
itch. And when you have that itch,
You
you
got it
said it
scratched.
yourself. We talked about this online. It has to be scratch.
All right. So what we doing? We on 8. We giving it a 5.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
All right. On the
So we.
nine, the ninth point of this 10-point rubric,
I don't even
enjoyment,
need to.
entertainment
5.
value. Man, it's a
5.
five for me, man. I
5.
enjoyed it. As impatient as I am, I really enjoyed this deal, man. Geneva, take my hat off, man. You killed this. You
I
killed this.
recommend that book to anybody, male or
Yeah,
female.
yeah.
Please read You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. I'm
Now,
recommending. That's my recommendation.
would you reread this book?
I would start from day 8.
I agree. I
I
agree.
know
I
what
like
happens
that.
in the beginning, but
Yeah.
I want to go right
I,
into it. Maybe I missed
I
something.
when Joe and Charlotte has the conversation, I'm starting from there.
My son
When
said,
she
I'm
goes
about to
down into the
set
basement,
this.
when she unlocks
Yes.
the, when she goes in the basement, she finds and discovers, right?
See,
And
we could have a totally different review and just talk about the book and ruin it for everybody. So our 10-point rubric is to get you involved to reading the book. But we can
yes,
come back and just talk about the
we
book
probably need to have a
ru-
comeback,
and
like,
ruin it for everybody that didn't read it.
because
So don't
it's
get
a
it twisted
whole
to say
different
like we
podcast if
can't
we're
just, you know what I
giving
mean? Like we
spoilers.
can't just give y'all because we can do that
Yeah, yeah, we
because
could
we
just
read
give
it. So we
spoilers.
know what happened.
Facts, facts. All
I be
right,
wanting to talk about it, man. I be wanting to talk about it.
same,
I be
same,
wanting to
brother.
talk about it, bro. I be like, maybe the next one. The next one, because
How she found out that the Airbnb guest, and we kind of gave it away a little bit earlier,
nah,
but
but see, it's good that you didn't go all the way because you could roll around and then kind of because the ledger book and
because
all that, because he wanted to see the book. But even then,
I want to talk about that, the
we can.
other ledger book, because I feel like there's two ledger books anyway. All
Nah,
right,
so let's
man.
let's
Oh my
finish.
God. Airbnb host, man. Hey, this
Let
book is hard on us.
last
All right,
one overall
last
impressions.
one. The 10 point in the 10-point rubric. Overall impressiveness. All right. Lasting impression. What will we be talking about this book? 10 years from now, 5 years from now?
I think
I
with thrillers, yes, because thrillers. Remember the movie The Bone Collector? That's
hmm
still a classic today. Thrillers
Okay.
will never not be a classic.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like this isn't a I feel like this book is evergreen. It's never going to get old. The story, the plot, how she constructed it, it's never going to get old. I think it's going to have a lasting impact. If I saw this movie, if
I
this
was
book was made
just
into a
saying
movie
that.
10, 15, 20 years from now, I'm going to go see it.
Hell yeah. And I'm
I'm
going to
going to
just
go
sit there
see
and
it.
I'm gonna be looking at my wife and be like, she don't even know what's about to
Yeah.
happen. She don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? She don't
Yeah.
even know. She know
Absolutely.
Grace. She know Grace. But
I told I
I
sent this
know
to
the
my
other
wife.
person.
A
You know
lot
what
of
I'm
books
saying?
I don't like, audiobooks, like if they're nonfiction, I'll send books to my wife, like audiobooks to my wife. However, if it's like what we've been reading, I'm not sending these books to my wife. This book I sent to my wife. I said,
Yes.
babe, you
Because it's
have to
like
see
that.
this movie. If this, I said, you have to read this book because if it was a movie, you would be black girl stereotypical yelling at the screen.
She better
Girl,
get out.
get
She
out
better
of
get
there.
out.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Oh, the car ain't starting? Mm-mm.
Red
Yeah.
flag, red
Oh
flags.
man, yeah. I told her you're gonna be throwing popcorn at the screen,
Yo,
yelling,
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't.
it's
And she
good.
got another book coming out. She was on TikTok last night. So
Really?
wait, hold on. Before we get into that, so the overall impressions we gave it a 10. I mean a 5, or what you gave it? Because I think I'm gonna go 4.5. Because I read a lot of people don't like the book, which is kind of weird. But those are the thriller junkies. So we just got into thrillers.
Yeah.
So
And we just got into thrillers. We're
so I'm gonna go
noobs.
4.5. So I think overall
I'm gonna
she
go. I would say overall, I give it a 4 point. I give it a 4.5 as well. I give it a 4.5. This 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 was this was impressive to me because I'm new to thrillers and I like the twist that I witnessed, and that I experienced. Those are some cool twists all the way up until the end. Like I'm telling you, date 10, it's just nothing but twists after that.
after
Twist,
that.
twist, 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 and get backs and
And
get
now
backs.
you in the book, it's taking you back to the beginning. Now when I finished reading, I was like, yo, so let's go back to this. And then, oh,
That
so
part.
then what? She what? She went back to the crib. Hey, hun. Hey, mom. Hi. And you like, I did go back because I said, no, maybe I'm in a different book. You know
Right.
how they be like, I thought it just stopped. So I was like, let me see if I'm in the same book. So I did go back when she left and got her ID back from the dude at the gas station. And then she became whoever she became. And I was like, wait,
You chill. You gotta
maybe
chill right here. You give it too much.
all right,
You gotta chill.
all right,
So what you get a book? What you get a book?
5.
5? You give it a 5? This
That's
is
my
a
first.
5?
This is a 5, bro. This is a 5 for me.
Wow.
This is a 5. You know, because it's a 5. It's my first 5-star read of the year too.
Your first 5-star read. Wow, I said it had the
5
best ending
bookmarks.
that I've read.
5 bookmarks. She get 5
Five
bookmarks from me.
bookmarks.
She get
I'm
5
gonna
from me.
give her. I'm gonna give her 4.8. I'm gonna give her a 4.8 because the verdict is still out. I still want to see what other thrillers are
What
out
other
there and
thriller
how
she
they.
got?
Yeah, yeah. And so, man, there you have it. The 10-point rubric. Jay gives
Um,
her the five.
I gave it a 5,
Five
man.
bookmarks. Wow.
Oh, so that and so before we go, man, I definitely got to give y'all my Ayo moment of the book, man. The
Hey
Ayo,
you.
the Ayo moment of the book literally is when Charlotte is being grabbed by Joe. I said Charlotte being grabbed by Joe. When Grace is being grabbed by
Joe
Calvin.
grabbed Charlotte too,
Oh
though.
yeah, he grabbed Jay. That's what I was thinking too. But when Calvin grabbed Charlotte, no,
Uh-huh.
Calvin grabbed Grace and dragged her back in the crib after he was like, "Your car not working." Like, yeah,
Of course your car
of
isn't gonna
course your
start
car
on.
not working. So we thinking like, oh, so now we
Gosh.
find out that Calvin is the dude, but that's not. So we fast forward to maybe a couple scenes later, and Calvin's like, "Yo, what? Feeling a little."
The room is spinning.
Room is spinning and she just looking now the plot twist to the plot twist is opening up and she like,
Sheesh.
yeah, you faded,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
feeling all right,
Of course that room gonna be spinning.
of course. And then that was it for me.
And
That's
then
my AO moment because that was the turn. The book turned and then you had to turn it back around.
oh man,
That was it for me.
exactly. And then you gotta turn it back around,
Yes,
right? And
because
then you
you
gotta turn
find
it
out
back around.
this is where the 5 comes in for me
Okay, okay.
because
So
she was
this
like,
book, when did this book become a 5 for you?
when she kicked the missing girl. Oh,
Got you. I'm tracking. All right.
I don't
You
want to
said
spoil it
enough.
for
You said
nobody.
enough. Hey, that
Cause
missing
she was
girl.
like, yo, I gave like, yo, you wasn't even part of the plan for real, for real. I'm just being nice. The freak
Mm-hmm.
out of here. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Facts.
like that's when
Hey,
you realize she's a
this
beast.
is
Sparta.
Sparta.
And that's when you realize she's a beast. Like, yo, this ain't Grace Wells. And we find out
That she's, yeah.
this is not
All right. And
not Grace
so
Wells. What's her name?
my A yo moment,
Calvin.
is when she went down into the basement
Mm,
and she found the ledger.
the legend. Right,
First
right,
off, she
right.
found the photo and it revealed some things. It was
That
an
was
old
Albert, her
photo. And
mom's
yeah, it revealed
pops
some
on that.
things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then I like when she found the ledger and she saw the name. She saw a name in there. And then she brought this up to Calvin later on. Fast forward, she brought it up to Calvin.
Sure
And
did.
Calvin was like, "What are you talking about? I'll go get it." Went back
Grace
to go get it.
Evans.
Went back and got a ledger and said, "Grace Evans, what are
Mm-hmm.
you talking about? Look, there's no that name isn't in this ledger." And then she's like, "Hold on, am I losing my mind? Did I really see it? Them second guessing and everything, playing the damsel."
Because remember, she woke up talking about she heard a woman scream out in the back.
Facts.
See, but we're gonna get into it too much. We just gotta leave it at that, man. We just gotta leave it at that.
We
Let
just
them
leave
read
it
the
at
book.
that, man. I give it a 4. What I say? A 4.8? Did I give it a
4-8.
4? I give
And
it
I
a
did a
4.8.
5.
You gave it a 5, man. I'm being stingy with these 5s, man. But this was an amazing book, amazing read, a must read for 2024, a must read for the first quarter.
Yeah.
Want to get
And
your
it's quick.
year
It's
started
quick.
off right with a nice little thriller?
Mm-hmm.
This is the book.
Yes. Jeneva Rose, shout out to you, man. You did your
Yeah,
thing.
you shouldn't have come here. However, you should come to every episode. You know we had to throw that in there,
Right,
right?
right, right.
Don't miss an episode, man. We
Come on, y'all.
reviewing the hottest books that are on the charts right now, man. And man, we giving it our spin, from our point of view.
Facts. But we thank
Just
y'all
trying to
again, man. We thank y'all again for listening and tuning in.
facts. We just
It's
want
the
you to
Books and
read,
Brothers
man.
podcast. We just want y'all to read. So we gave y'all the rubric from our perspective. So go ahead, pick up the book. You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Jeneva Rose.
That's what's up. My name is Chauncey.
And I'm Jay.
And we are the Books and Brothers podcast.
Peace.
Peace.